Hello and welcome, everyone. If you weren't here with us on Friday, I am Karolina Tóth, host of the Level Up Engineering podcast, and I'll be your host today. We have had an intense 48 hours, and we have finally got to the most exciting part of this hackathon. As you already know, we had 5 challenges provided by our partners from Ollie's, EPAM, WorldQuant, and Siemens. In the previous hours, the partners' jury members selected the best idea for their challenges. And while the jury was evaluating the 5 challenge winners, teams could also vote on each other using the Junction app. This platform uses a specific algorithm which gives points to the projects according to the voters' choices. And based on these votes, teams with the highest points in different tracks could also claim their prizes as track winners. But before we start, let me tell you how the challenge and track winners will get to be evaluated for the grand prize, and also how we will find the audience award winner. For the grand winner, teams will be able to vote through the Junction app. You will be able to see finalists on the left side, and you can cast your votes through that. Also, the partners will be provided with a form where they can submit their choices, and this is how we will get to the grand winner. And while this will go on, you will also be able to use Facebook to get the audience winner. So, go to the official Hackathon Facebook event, and this is where you will find the Facebook poll. And as live pitches begin now, we only will have time for one question for each team, but I encourage the teams to answer all of the remaining questions in the chat. And with that said, I also encourage the live pitch presenters to turn their cameras on. And drum roll. Let's start with the first team, who is no other than the winner of the challenge provided by EPAM. The Blink team. Their platform provides a private environment for employees where they can have their conversations unmonitored while also keeping sensitive company data safe. Let's see the Blink team.
After the pandemic, many companies decided to keep the remote or hybrid work environments while also reopening their offices. This move created unforeseen challenges for people working from home. The unsupervised work conditions can cause a lack of motivation. Home office workers may feel isolated from their colleagues. Current solutions are either forced or not suitable to overcome these issues. With Blink, our plan is to help companies bring coworkers closer together, no matter where they are. We achieve this by allowing people to connect more easily without hassle. Our platform provides a private environment for employees where they can have their conversation unmonitored while also keeping sensitive company data safe. Remote employees don't have to worry about spending their coffee or lunch breaks alone ever again. Users can start a quick session showing off their current activities with corresponding icons. Other workers with similar activities can match and spend their breaks together. Bigger, organized meetings could also be added to the platform, so people can make plans ahead. Here you can define your session in more details and invite specific company members too. Keeping users involved is not an easy task. With challenges, we motivate them to socialize and connect with each other, pushing them out of their comfort zones. The company provides various quests. Completing them earns the user points. With these, they can redeem coupons or small rewards. This is Blink, connecting employees in a blink of an eye.
Hi, everybody. We are the team behind Blink. Thank you very much for choosing us into the winner bracket. Sitting next to me is Marci, and my name is Bence. So we would like to begin with sharing a bit of how we developed Blink. We feel like the current socializing platforms are very strict, and coworkers are feel tense using them. So we try to figure out a new way to get people out of their comfort zones. During the mentoring session, we learned that trying to replace something big application like Slack or Messenger will not be a good idea because people are used to them. Instead of replacing them, we try to augment the current solutions with our lightweight mobile application.
We found that company workers are they don't like to chat on their main communication platforms because they worry about sharing their own thoughts and how it will affect their career. Instead of that, they talk on other social platforms where company-sensitive data could be really in danger. With Blink, our plan is to bring this together in a big socializing platform where they can share their thoughts privately and without any hassle.
The main idea was to make a quick chat app where people can find each other in their breaks. So we really focused on the have lunch breaks or coffee breaks. And so with the application on your mobile phone, you can just in 2 clicks end up in a session with somebody having a coffee just as you do. And so with this, we try to replace or recreate the feeling when walking down the hallway in the office. But now somebody could be working from home, the other person could be in the office, but they can still connect with the use of Blink.
We noticed that people after meetings don't like to stay on their computer. The first thing after a meeting has ended is that they stand up, go out for a little bit of air or a coffee, and usually they take out their phone and check socials. So we thought that to implement this socializing, the best way is a mobile app.
Yeah, and so keeping or making people use the application is not an easy thing to do. So we also thought about how we could encourage coworkers to actually use this platform. And so there is a bit of gamification in the application. This is done by the workplace can give quests or challenges to the employees, and the employees can do those, and with them you can earn points. With the points you can get small coupons for their favorite food or like things like that. So that's the game.
This is the big difference between other platforms, that we actually try to motivate workers to to connect with each other. So it's not just like another meeting app or a conference app, but its goal is to get to know more people in your company and also get you out of that isolation that the home office environment brings you to.
And while we're at it, we also thought about adding features to give more details to these sessions. You can book a session in advance, and then you can write a description, add some pictures to it, and so people can attend it. It's like a bigger lunch on Friday, so you can create it on Monday. People will know about it, and it's also on the platform. So all of the socializing things that you would need in your company will be in the application, so you don't have to use anything else other than this one.
Yes, I think we should show the demo.
Yeah, we do. So there is a quick, I would like to show you a quick demo of our Figma that we have put together. This is the main screen. After you open the application, you can already jump into a quick session with the people who are having like a train or like having a coffee. And down below, you can see the upcoming session. These are the bigger ones that like Friday lunches and stuff like that. So let's jump into one of these bigger sessions. In these, you can see the description and the title of the session and who is attending this. For let's say let's go through the process of how you would create a quick session. Let's say you have a 10-minute break, you just click on the plus sign and you add a quick session. You can choose what type of activity you will be doing in your short break, and you, let's say, coffee, and you're already in the talking or environment. So you can just you will show up in the home screen and people can join and you can have a chit chat.
Yes, if others having the same type of or similar type of breaks, then they will be added automatically to your session, or you can also join to specific members.
Yeah, the other important page is the challenges page. You can there is a list of the challenges that you can do, and there is a leaderboard for the whole company, and also there is a prizes page where you can redeem your earned points for these prizes.
The whole goal is that people would compete with each other to acquire a lot of challenges, and with this we achieve that they will know each other better and bring back the office experience
a little bit more. Yeah, so that was the whole goal, to bring people a bit more together in a friendly way. And other pages include like your profile page where you can add your friends and settings. And so that will be it for the quick demo. You can check the Figma; it's fully clickable and working. So with this, thank you very much for listening. And if you have any more questions, we are happy to answer them.
Thank you for this presentation. I got one question for you, which is how would you encourage employees to use this platform instead of any of the other existing platforms like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or Instagram for that matter?
I mean, this would be a twofold thing, because if the company buys our product and starts using it, it will benefit the company with, the people would have private chit chats on the application, so no company secrets would leak on other platforms like Messenger. And for the employees, I think it being easy to use and a quick application, which is similar to these other products they know, I think it would be an easy shift to move to this. And the prize is the gamification part of the application is what we think would bring the users in and start using the platform.
Yes, companies could add their own challenges or their own awards. So it will motivate users to use this platform instead of other third-party solutions.
Thank you.
This would be tightly integrated into the company ecosystem.
Thank you very much. All right, don't forget to cast your votes. And with that said, I will welcome the second team who will pitch. They submitted a project for the Siemens Challenge, and they built a cloud-based predictive occupancy platform with Azure technologies. Predictive Occupancy team, the stage is yours.
Public transport has been highly affected by COVID pandemic. Train operators have a responsibility to ensure that citizens and visitors can travel to work, school and to other places of interest in a safe and sustainable way. Solution to provide safer travels can be achieved with use of train data and modern technology. We built a cloud-based predictive occupancy platform with Azure technologies. The platform is fully secure, available, scalable and cost-efficient. We built it using serverless technologies, providing an API that is easily consumable in order to tell train occupancies. The solution can combine different data about how many people will board at each stop, and predict where they will disembark. This can be done by use of ticket purchases and metrics data provided by the trains. We can calculate how many people are on board, compare that number with the actual vehicle capacity and calculate occupancy levels. With use of the API we built, passengers could easily select a train that fits their needs, which allows them to better plan their trips.
Hi all, my name is Goran Vukšić, and in front of my team I will present you the solution we built during this hackathon in this 48 hours. So allow me to share my screen. I have few slides that I would like to show you. Yeah, so solution we built is predictive occupancy. And the challenge we were working on was challenged by Siemens, called Trains in the Cloud. It is part of software development track. And like if we take this main part of challenge, like what we aim for, there was this sentence: we want to use data provided by the trains to come up with new ideas and applications which might help the railway transportation. So that's what we were working on. And when we talk about public transport, we know it's been highly affected by a recent pandemic. Pandemic will pass, but there is this fact that behaviors of people are changing. So they plan their trips differently nowadays. And from train operator side, they have this responsibility to secure that everybody can travel to work, to school, and to other places in a safe and sustainable way, right? So solution for a safer travel can be achieved with use of train data and modern technology. On this topic, there's a lot of articles like published, and one of them, this is from McKinsey, about restoring public transit and what can European cities learn from each other. Or here we can see some occupancies and like, okay, who's traveling for education, when people travel for work, some other types of travel and such. And we see there is this percent of 20%, like this is threshold for physical distancing. And this is something we should achieve and try to avoid the peak hours and distribute transport through the day. So since this is software development challenge, we started with solution architecture, and we were said Siemens has this train data available, like cameras, different sensors and such. We figured out there could be other relevant data sources like connected train stations, different sensors over there. And this could be ingested into the cloud platform via IoT Hub, Event Hub, and so on. This stream could be processed and could be exposed to some custom application consumed by end users, and could also be provided like some kind of admin dashboards with insights, with custom developed dashboards or the Power BI. The idea behind it is that we used travel data and data provided by trains, do the machine learning and get some valuable insights. These insights can be consumed from any kind of third-party application if we provide the API, and we build a native iOS application that can consume API built with Azure functions, which are secure, fully scalable, and so on. So in our demo application, you can, for example, try to go book a ticket, search for some route in application, and you will be presented with possible train lines and the occupancy of each line that is based on occupancy prediction. On the other side, as an admin dashboard, you can overview the whole system and see how this occupancy look. If you take a look at the right part of the graph, you can see that most of the day this occupancy looks good. Some probably tuning and advices to passengers could be done to get it in full shape. Our team behind it is Danny and me. We have a lot of experience in Azure software development and attended a lot of hackathons. I hope that you like what you've seen, and thank you. We are ready for the questions.
Hi there, thank you for the presentation. My question to you is, how would the application profit? Would the end users have to pay for the service of predictive occupancy, or would it be the company that provided this as a service to its users?
This would be up to company that is providing it as a service, up to Siemens to decide, like, will this API be publicly exposed to anybody, or it will be a paid service where they will charge something for predicting the occupancy.
Thank you, and thank you for your presentation. Don't forget to cast your votes. And the next team won not only the machine learning challenge provided by Ollie's, but also won the data/AI track. Hyper's services provide trend analysis that shows which topics are worth getting into. But let's hear them introduce themselves. Let me welcome the Hyper team.
Hi there, we are Hyper, and we show you what's trending before it's even trending. Our good friend Greg has a problem. He has a questionable trading strategy of investing into stocks at the worst time possible, when the hype train has already left. Poor Greg. To help him and many others, we created Hyper, a service providing an overview of tomorrow's hot topics and what stage they're in on the hype train. It shows what's rising, peaking, declining, or rebouncing. Hyper scrapes social media platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok and feeds the data into a natural language processing algorithm to identify the keywords of the trends. The keywords frequencies are stored and analyzed based on historical data, and the model estimates the stage a certain topic falls into. Let's look at an example. There's chatter about the high potential of hydro farming, and big moves are being made without the masses being aware of them. Now, after educating ourselves on the topic and understanding the doubts and risks involved, we immediately see which stocks to follow. However, most people do not follow trading so frequently and do not invest in such unknown stocks. That's why Hypertrade is available, which lets users choose an amount they are comfortable with investing per month, and trades of high potential stocks are carried out for them automatically. This way, they will have a diversified portfolio without the need to constantly dig up new investment opportunities. And even Greg can make some money. Be an early adopter and let Hyper help you make trades that make a difference. Should we say it's risky?
Nah, we are good.
I was muted. Hi everyone. I am Peter Lakatos from Team Hyper, and we show you what's trending in finance before it is even trending. Let me quickly share my screen. So I'm sure some of you follow the stock market and had similar experiences and problems as I had when I was so frustrated, I was about to bang my head against the wall when I was seeing stocks I didn't get into and seeing how they skyrocketed just a little time later. It can take a lot of time and energy to delve into the depths of the stock market and try to see what the trends are, and to also try to keep up to date. But with Hyper, we are about changing these practices and helping people. So Hyper is a service that provides an overview of tomorrow's hottest topics and shows what stage they fall into on the life cycle of the trends, as we call it. So the idea is that it will tell whether a trend is rising, whether it is at the peak and is about to dip, or it is in free fall on a decline, or it has bounced back and is on a steady path, on a growth path. But let's get into what the underlying principle is. So we scrape the data from the most popular social media channels such as Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok, where there are a lot of interactions and chatter about these different discussions. And we pre-process and stream the data into Google's BERT NLP algorithm, which is one of the most frequently used NLP models nowadays, with really high pre-trained data set, and also with a bi-directional approach that makes it quite easy and efficient to use. And we visualize the data on our front end. We used React today, and this is what I'm going to show you now with our demo. So we have a fully functional prototype that you can also check out. I believe it's going to be linked in the chat. So first, let me explain what you do not see my screen, do you, when I'm showing the demo? One sec. Okay, I hope that you are seeing it now. So the curve that we see here is what we call the life cycle of a trend. It could be a product or even a startup. We can see that in the beginning, there is an incline, everything is going well, but after some time we hit the top and things start to deteriorate, and it takes a downturn pretty quickly. But if we can weather it out and things settle down, then we can bounce back, and then after all, there will not be as many fluctuations and everything falls back to normal. Now, there are 5 stages identified within this life cycle, and you can all see the different trends that were placed in these stages. And we can also view a summary of these trends and get more data. So, for example, we can see a little background on digital banking, we can see risks, we can see the social media sources that we can use, and also the relevant stocks which fall into this category and which are worth following. But we all know that it's sometimes hard to commit to these stocks, even when we know that they might be good for us. So we also created Hypertrade, which is a really simple solution that allows users to choose an amount that they are comfortable with investing per month. And the system will automatically place trades of high potential risks, high potential stocks, and the users do not have to deal with any of the hassle of checking the daily trends, and can rest assured that they have a diverse portfolio. I will not switch back to my presentation because it's too much hassle, but we were a team of 2. Marton and me are friends for over 12 years now, and it's been a lot of fun hacking today, not so much sleep. And every year we get older, I realize that the sleepless night is changing, but I hope that we will have the appropriate rest later. So that was Hyper. Check out the demo and see for yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this presentation. It's really interesting, and I would like to ask you, I actually checked out the demo that you presented. Is this available to use right now? Is it completely ready for me to start risking my money?
Well, I wouldn't say that after 14 hours of development, it is ready to risk your capital, but it sure looks really well.
How long would it take you to actually make it usable? What do you think?
Well, that depends on too many things that I cannot think of right now, so I cannot give you a concise answer.
All right. Thank you very much. Really excellent presentation. And don't forget to cast your votes. With that said, let me give you a short recap as to what we've been through today. We actually have seen a couple presentations. We could see a platform that provides a private environment for employees, a cloud-based predictive occupancy platform with Azure technologies, and also a service that provides trend analysis for your investing. And now let's see the 3 other projects who have a chance to take home the grand prize of 2,500 euros. The 4th team won the UI track. The Mugful team counters directionless impersonal meetings with options of gifting appreciation drinks, making coffee chats with icebreakers, and more. Let's welcome the Mugful team.
Presenting Mugful, making online meetings productive and personal, like a mugful of your favorite drink. The application creates the experience of interacting with a coworker and sharing a cup of coffee with unique tools, a warm, welcoming design, and modern UI. From surveys and interviews, some of people's biggest pain points include impersonal and awkward meetings with no direction. Mugful counters this with a link file and agenda section that promotes on-track discussion. It also includes an in-call section for anonymous questions so that they don't get lost in chat. Mugful allows you to assign roles, so there's no more waiting to share screen or seeing if you have permissions to record meetings. It can be very frustrating when your coworker takes their lunch break and you have no idea when they will be back. When coworkers take time off, they specify how long they will be gone. This will show their profile as a way and automatically integrates with a calendar, which includes meeting dates. Desktop apps often require accounts, but Mugful is browser-based and uses a 5-letter and number code or referral link to join a meeting. When prompted, it also generates a cookie board for brainstorming that anyone with a link can access. One of its best features is the option to set a timer for a meeting, which will create a declinable notification on the host screen that gives them the option to pause the meeting temporarily. This feature tends to make people stick to the most important points and questions. It also gives people time to take a break and do something personal, such as playing a small Mugful game like tic-tac-toe or Pictionary. In the future, Mugful will update to include more drinks, for example hot chocolates and horchatas, among others. Multiple color themes, including a dark mode in various hues that the user will be able to drag a slider to change, would also be included. This is in addition to constant updates on filters and backgrounds, as well as new prompts for Pictionary and work-friendly minigames. Hi everyone, I'm Aileen and I'm representing myself and Mugful today. And I designed Mugful to make online meetings more productive and more personal, just like a mugful of your favorite drink. So my aim was not just to create little nuances that make your online experience better, but just to create a very user-friendly experience overall with really easily navigatable sections and then very clean UI that is modern, but at the same time feels very welcoming and inviting. And then I drew all these vectors in Illustrator myself, and I chose to use the font Creo Bold along with Roboto. And then it's very easily readable in sans serif, but once again, it does convey a sort of welcomingness to the app. So when designing the app and prototyping, I kept in mind some of the interviews that I did. So first, this is a user persona for Bethany Lynn. She's a made-up person, but the concerns she gave were very valid. And as her job as a front-end developer, she would have weekly meetings to discuss any bugs they had and what they're doing next week and things like that. And she feels very disconnected from her coworkers, and one of her goals is connecting with her company more, and she finds meetings very long and unnecessary. On the other hand, John Doe is a data scientist who also does a lot of presentations, and his frustrations are with the more technical side of online meetings, such as things starting late and not always being able to communicate with coworkers and them being offline and him not knowing when they might come back. So looking at the statistics regarding online meetings, this is from Harvard Business Review, 65% of surveyed people said that meetings actually keep them from completing their own work. 71% said that these meetings are very unproductive and inefficient, and 62% said that these meetings are missing valuable opportunities to bring teams closer together, which I agree with and have addressed in Mugful. So some of Mugful's options include a dedicated hierarchy, which this saves time because sometimes in a meeting, there are permissions that have been set, like you can't share your screen, you can't screen record or anything like that, and it's hard to change it once you're in the meeting. So before you start a meeting, Mugful prompts you to include the things that you want and make things ahead of time. For example, it also allows you to set an agenda, and then this can be opened and minimized at the bottom of the screen. So this encourages people to stick to the talking points that need to be discussed. And Mugful is incentivizing good behavior because of the little rewards it has, including little coffees. And it also includes a feature I call cookie board. Really, it's just a Jamboard or a whiteboard where you can draw on the screen, and it has a link, and then you can visit that. And it also has these little mini games, which is what really differentiates it. It lets you go into a coffee chat which has a randomized prompt. And then it also has mini games like tic-tac-toe and Pictionary. So this is in addition to its calendar integration, its agenda section, and a question section that allows you to answer questions that the host can answer. So finally, I wanted to talk about some of future updates that I would have included for Mugful. It's a desktop browser app because most people would use that for work. However, in the future, I would try to include some mobile support, and it would also include a meeting log because usually meetings, when people log on, it creates a ding sound that bothers the host and everyone. With the meeting log instead, you could see when each person joins. Yeah, these are my citations. So now that I have a little bit of time, I wanted to go through my prototype. So this is the 5-letter code. You could also go by a referral link, but I wanted to show how the code would work. You type that in, and then you're able to join the meeting with the various processes of what you would expect from a normal meeting. This is the chat section. You have your contacts, your calendars. Another extra thing I included were saved texts, a call history. I thought that would be really useful. I also included a status and shifts, which is for when you would be going away, and then you could tell your coworkers when you would be returning. The coffee section is here. You get these cute little achievements that show how your coworkers are appreciating you and the work you do, and you'd be able to send one every single day. And then these are some of the presets I thought of for the meeting. And then just basic things like screen captures, filters, meeting agendas, things like that, that are small but can really change the online experience. So thank you for listening to my presentation. This was a great learning experience. It's actually my first time using Figma, and I really, really appreciated this hackathon and the opportunities it gave us. And I really liked looking at the other presentations. So thank you for listening to my presentation and giving me your time.
Thank you for your presentation. My question to you is that if I were an employer and I would be worried about my employees spending too much time perhaps gifting each other coffees, how would I be able to control the useful time spent on Mugful?
Well, Mugful is at its core a conference and productivity app with conference calls with chats. You can only gift one coffee per day, and you can see who you gifted it to in the chat. So once you send this, you aren't really able to do much. They may earn an achievement, which the boss or themselves wouldn't be able to access, because Mugful isn't trying to make things competitive or trying to make people really want to win little coffees. It's more incentivizing little things like, say your coworker helped you find a bug in your code, you just want to say thank you. Small things like that. In the future, I would add more drinks, and then I would add change the number of drinks. And then this could be where a corporate function where the companies could be able to include little things like, if you did this, we will give you this, and things like that, like more personalized incentives.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this presentation. Don't forget to cast your votes. And for the other Alice Data Challenge, the other 500 euros went to the Knowlective team. Their goal is to solve a time-consuming problem caused by constantly changing projects and partner organizations, and increase efficiency inside the organization. With that said, the Knowlective team, the stage is yours.
During the everyday life of professional service companies, there are constantly changing projects and partner organizations. This generates a significant amount of knowledge and information, which could be a real game changer if the organization could use the data effectively. It may sound easy, but if you ever worked for a company like that, you know how it works. You try to find information in the maze of folders, or ask around the company whether somebody knows someone who participated in a project like yours. That is why the goal of Knowlective is to solve this time-consuming problem and increase efficiency inside the organization. To overcome these issues, we created a graph-based knowledge model which consists of 4 main entities: the customers or clients of the company, the projects ordered by these clients, the employees who are working on these projects, and of course the skills which are needed for a specific project or used by the employees. The specialty of this type of storing is that we can define the relationship between the objects. This is important because we can provide really complex organizations in a simple way, unlike a relational database. Graph modeling makes it possible to see the whole organization and filter the relevant information in no time. To make it more user-friendly, we built a chatbot based on the graph model to help gain relevant information for all employees with different technical and business backgrounds inside the organization. The Knowlective chatbot uses natural language processing algorithms, which can identify the keywords inside the questions and helps users to select the necessary information. For example, let's see who was the tech lead on a specific project. As you can see, you can query various information about the organization with a natural language interface. This is the Knowlective, the ultimate knowledge management application for project-based companies. Thank you for your attention.
First of all, thank you for the opportunity. We are really glad to be here. This challenge was really exciting for us because we experienced the problem several times during our professional career. But I think there's a lot of people in the audience who feel the same way. So I think you can remember several times during your career when you looked for some information about previous experiences, some help from experts about the special topic you are interested in. And in the old days, it could consume a huge amount of time. That is why we try to think in a different way to solve this problem. As you could see in the video, you could show how the graph-based model eases the storing and filtering options for a really complex project-based organization. And the importance of this cloud-based solution is that it makes it possible to process large amount of heterogeneous data in no time. And to use the power of this model, we built a chatbot to provide a user-friendly interface for users with any background. To make this works, we also needed a language processing algorithm that could identify the keywords in any type of questions related to project experience and employee skills. Our existing scenarios can also be updated with more training examples and more sophisticated answer templates. The other unique point of our solution is that it is quite easy to add new scenarios to the chatbot. To make it more sophisticated, we only need some training examples to recognize the sentence correctly, parameter entities, new queries, and sentence context where the result will be inserted. Let's imagine what else we could integrate into this user-friendly chatbot. It could be a personalized knowledge base for any complex company in a quite short time. Later, the algorithm can also be able to understand sound recordings and answer them correctly, which is also a really strong point of our solution. We would be really glad if you try our prototypes, so let's spin it up. And thank you for watching us, and we are really glad to answer your questions.
Thank you, and thank you for this presentation. My question to you is with regards to the GDPR rules and this era that we are living in, have you looked into any rules that would affect storing or working with this kind of data?
Yes, we try to assess this problem because it is a serious problem nowadays. But we found that companies has already stored this type of informations. So nowadays they have all this information in files and folders that are really not a safe way to store this information. And in our case, if we store in a central cloud based application, it could be much better than the old way. So it could more compliant than the old way.
Thank you. Thank you very much. With that said, don't forget to cast your votes. And last but not least, for the World Quant Challenge, the company chose the following team as the challenge winner, the Betty team. And they also won the UI track. Congratulations. Their betting platform transforms data into accessible entities. Betty team, the stage is yours.
The queen is the most powerful piece in the game of chess. It's able to move any number of squares, vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. And we want to be exactly that, the betting platform that transforms data into accessible entities, giving you the freedom to have your say. With our digital solution, we turn data into entities you can bet on. We use open public data sets and show it in a nice user-friendly interface. We make information accessible to anyone, and we envision that this platform will be used also by people who have never even thought before of betting. And for those that have been betting before, we surface new possibilities for what to bet on. In our current prototype, we have decided to focus on chess tournaments. So our solution is constantly streaming data from chess.com. The current prototype allows only betting on tournament winners due to the limitation of the time in the hackathon, but we envision that additional data will be integrated afterwards. Our market strategy is to leverage the recent increased interest in chess attributed to the Queen's Gambit series on Netflix, and leverage that to have some media appearances and connect the show with this solution. So our early earnings will come through the affiliate program from chess.com for driving new users to their site, and also the affiliate program from amazon.com for when users want to buy new chess sets or accessories. While our current solution integrates data from chess.com, in the future we envision to integrate additional sources. And we have explored the market already and have a list of ideas for entities on which one can bet on and for which we can get public data sets. We are using Node.js to continuously extract data from chess.com. Information about the tournaments and their status is stored in Firebase. We leverage the Google Firebase platform for several aspects. Our team has combined experience in software development, data science, data engineering, and we're also players on chess.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Paula and I'm part of team Betty. Thanks for choosing us for this competition and in the finals, and for giving us the opportunity to show you more of the Betty digital solution. Betty is a betting platform for everyone. We turn data into entities you can bet on. We identified several public data sources from which we can get data, quantifiable data that we can transform into bets. And we leverage simple web interface to allow anyone who wants to bet to get into the game. We see a lot of entities one can bet on, for example, weather or number of Wikipedia entries, number of players on chess.com, cryptocurrency. There are many things. Maybe even who will win this hackathon, you could bet on that. However, we decided to start with something, an area where we saw an increased interest over the past months. As mentioned also in the video, there's an increased interest now in playing chess online. Netflix has released a series last year called Queen's Gambit, which has driven a lot of sales in terms of chess sets and accessories, but also players online on chess. So we started with chess, but we envision that additional sources will be added further on. I will share my screen. Let's see. Okay, I will not share my screen, but I can talk. I see I have some issues. But you have the link to our live solution, so you can go in and actually create an account and start betting on chess tournaments. We currently only support chess tournaments, but in the future we'll also support additional entities. For example, how many new chess players are on the platform, how many visitors, and so on. Once you place a bet, then you will see the deadline and you'll be able to track it. The idea is to have a continuous stream of different entities you can bet on so that we can create a sense of urgency, incentivizing people to bet on more and more. So as we will add new data sources, there will be more things on which people can bet. And also to incentivize the usage of the platform, we want to make this accessible for everyone. That is not complicated finance things that some people might not be familiar with, but entities such as chess and weather and other aspects that could be retrieved from public data sets. So air quality, weather, football, politics, different events on entertainment, on you can create a contest for betting on your own health if you want to, might incentivize you also to get healthier. Betting on transport or house prices, there's a lot of aspects that can be considered. However, for this hackathon, as I mentioned, we focused on chess and implemented a solution that is then scalable to other entities. So we have implemented a solution based on Firebase and Node.js and Flutter. Because we're using Flutter, then we will also be easily it will be very easy for us to deploy the solution not only for web, but for mobile devices as native applications. So we propose that we do that in the future. We have a lot of ideas on what other things we can do. But first of all, we want to start with chess and incentivize users to use the platform. We will create affiliate links from the platform to chess.com. They have an affiliate program that will then give us a cut for every new user that they get on the platform. So that's how we'll generate revenue in the beginning. And we foresee that an additional model could be applied, a similar model could be applied for other data sources. We have identified during our hackathon that we need someone on the legal side to join us. This is a very interesting market. However, we need to be aware of the legal requirements in different countries and what we are allowed to do. For now, when you join the platform, you have virtual money that you can use for betting, and that will stay in place until we look into the legal requirements going forward. Yes, and I think that was it. So thank you so much for choosing us for the finals, and go check out our solution, play a bit with it. There are some hidden gems. If you win or lose, you will still get a cute cat smiling at you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. And my question to you is that as a challenge winner for World Quant and as the track winner for the software development track, what would you do if you also won the grand prize? What would be the next step for the Betty team?
Thanks for that question. That would be amazing, and I hope everyone here is betting on that. I think as a next step, we have now a technical solution that is able to grow to, let's say, 100,000 users. Going forward, we will need to scale up and partner also with some legal advisors. We hope that the track partners would be able to support us with some advice based on their expertise. And we hope to work together with them to drive this forward and make betting available for everyone.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that said, don't forget to cast your votes because we are going to be choosing the grand winner and the audience winner. So all of these amazing teams presented their ideas, and we will take a short break, and during the next 40 to 45 minutes, the teams and the partners will cast their votes for the grand winner. And this is also the time for the audience to cast their votes. So go to the CraftHack Online Hackathon official Facebook event where you can find a poll, and anyone with a Facebook profile is able to cast their vote. Also, if you check the Hop-in chat, you can easily find the link to this poll as well. We will close the voting at 4:45 p.m. and I will see you back here at 5.